Every guy wants to be a cool guy. I want to be a cool guy, and I think part of being a cool guy is having cool tools. Every guy's got a mental list in their head of the tools that they want, and today we're going to talk about some of those, but we're also going to talk about some tools that you didn't even know you wanted on your list. And then we're going to talk about ways to use them that you didn't even know existed. We're going to be talking about tools for beer runs. We're going to talk about tools for surviving in the wilderness. We're going to be talking about tools that make you feel like a NASCAR pit crew. And what's cool than a NASCAR pit crew? I suppose NASCAR drivers. NASCAR drivers, the NASCAR pit crew. Today we're going to talk about the 10 coolest tools that every guy wants. Now the first cool tool on our list is the trusty old floor jack. Now Miles, what the heck is cool about a floor jack? Well, I'll tell you. If you got a floor jack, I'm talking the real heavy duty ones, not the cute little ones that come with your car that you go like this to and then lifts it up when you need a spare tire. These things can literally lift anything. And the reason why I put this one on the list is that if you spent the money to buy your own floor jack to have in your garage at all times, that probably means that you are using it on a regular basis and you're doing some cool shit in the garage. You're not just changing your own oil or rotating your own tires. You're getting in there and you're working on cars on a consistent basis, and people that know cars are cool dudes. And so I think this is a pretty cool tool to have in your arsenal that I think most people should want, because it actually also makes, when you do gotta lift up a car, pretty fast and efficient. My dad's got one in his shop right now, and when people start getting old, they start thinking about after they die who's getting what, and I got my eyeballs on that thing. I might actually go take like a piece of painter's tape and put it on the bottom with my name on it, so when he does die, people are like, oh, who's the floor jack going to? And they're like, going to Miles. Pretty excited about that. My brothers can have like the family heirlooms and stuff. I'll take the floor jack. The next cool tool on our list that you probably want but maybe don't have is the SAWZALL, or as you nerds call it, the reciprocating saw. It's a SAWZALL. Or if you're really cool, it's a SAWZALL. The SAWZALL is a tool that when you're standing there in the hardware store, you're like, God, it'd be nice to have a SAWZALL. And then your wife's like, well, what are you even gonna use it for? And then you blank out. You're like, God, you know what? I can't think of anything right off the top of my head, but I know I would use it. And she's like, you don't need it. But I'm here to tell you this right now. When you're in this situation, show your wife this video. You are gonna have unlimited uses for this thing. This is the tool that you don't know you need until you got it, and then you start using it for everything. You just start sawing everything. You just start sawing all the things. It's not meant to be pretty. It's meant to be effective, and that's what it is. Whether you're sawing a branch down on a tree, or ripping down a 2x4 because you got to wedge it in between something, or maybe you got some PVC pipe that you're going to use for a makeshift potato gun and you just need to chop the end off, the SAWZALL is sitting there waiting for you. And that's what's cool about it. I also feel like SAWZALLs are cool because you can beat the hell out of them. I just think about every SAWZALL I've ever seen in my entire life just looks like it was, you know, like it's been through war. But that's the thing with getting a SAWZALL. If you buy one, you better make sure it doesn't look brand new for the next 5 years. Start using that sucker. The next cool tool that every guy should have is a trusty old, nice, strong magnet. I know you're like, wow, that's not a tool, Miles. Have you ever spilled a box of screws on the ground and had to either get on your knees or bend all the way over to pick them all up and put them away? Then you would realize that magnets are pretty bad tools. Plus, they're like fun to play with as well. Why do you think magnet tiles were invented? And then it just keeps getting better when you take a strong magnet like that and you put some wheels on it and you got the broomstick rolling magnet in your garage. Oh, God. That is like the equivalent to mowing your lawn and painting stripes on it. And what I like about this tool is it's fun for all ages. When your kid's in the garage and he might be annoying you while you're trying to do a project, just throw some metal on the ground, give him the magnet, have him sweep it up. He thinks it's a fun game, and you get some peace and quiet. The next cool tool on our list is a welder. And honestly, I fall into the category on this one of one that I want that I don't have. God, I just want to be able to weld. Not only do I want a welder, I want to be able to weld. I don't know why I've never never learned the skill, but I feel like every guy, when they think about a skill that they want to learn, welding has got to be at the top. And it's just a cool tool to have in your arsenal. Having a welder in your garage is cool because you become just a little bit more self-reliant. If something breaks down, you can just weld that sucker back together. You don't got to call someone, have them come over. You don't need to pay someone more than you should to fix your stuff. You get to do it yourself. And that's like a bigger component of this tool being cool, is being self-reliant is really cool. If you can do stuff yourself without needing other help, that to me is the epitome of what being a real guy is all about. And I just don't think that I'm alone in that. I just feel like every guy in America wants to be able to weld, wants a welder in their garage. I just need to take the time and learn how to do it. And if you're gonna have a welder in your garage, you gotta have an angle grinder, because you're not gonna be a very good welder when you start. So the next one on our list is the angle grinder. Yes, you can use angle grinder to fix your shoddy craftsmanship when you're welding, but there's so many other things you can use it for. You can use it to sharpen your lawnmower blades. You can knock some rust off the old rust bucket sitting in the garage. You can even use it for like things like woodworking and sculpting. Yeah, I've seen people use it to like carve out logs and do cool shit in the garage, and that's what this list is about. An angle grinder is cool because you can do cool shit with it. I also think this and the SAWZALL kind of go hand in hand in the sense that you don't know what you're gonna use it for until you got one, and then you start using it for a lot of stuff. And in my opinion, a tool just gets bonus points anytime it can make sparks fly. There's just something so star-spangled bannered about working on something and having sparks flying everywhere. I feel like a badass. The next tool every guy should want in their garage is a dolly. The old hand truck, hand trolley, whatever you call it. A cart with two wheels. You gotta have it. And at first glance, this tool is like, wow, is this just for Doug Heffernan delivering UPS packages to people? No, that's just the surface. Yeah, you can throw boxes on there, move them around, but what about 14 cases of beer? What about drinking those 14 cases of beer and then wheeling your buddy around the shop as fast as you can and see if he falls off? Pretty cool. After a few beers, the hand truck turns into the shop skateboard. You never know what's gonna happen. Someone's gonna bust their ass on it. But I also like to think the dolly is somewhat the Swiss Army knife for the garage. Our family has used one for putting the docks in and out, the boat lifts in and out at the lake, moving gas cans around, car batteries, anything that you don't want to carry for a long distance, you can put it on a dolly and have yourself a dolly old dime. Another thing is too, if you're gonna buy a hand truck, don't cheap out. Get a nice one. It'll last forever and you won't be disappointed when it comes to moving stuff around. You're gonna love it. Next tool on the list is the old CNC machine. Now this is a tool that I wouldn't say, you know, maybe not every guy wants until you watch it work and you're like, oh my God, I would love to play with one of these all day. It's just such a satisfying tool to watch work. Oh God. Now this is a more expensive tool, especially if you get a really nice one. It can be really expensive, but the nice thing is I think they're getting cheaper. The farther we get into this, the cheaper they're getting. So maybe right now isn't the best time to buy a CNC machine, but maybe in a couple years they're gonna get a lot more affordable and you can be doing some fun stuff in the garage. What's cool about the CNC machine is it actually intertwines a lot of cool skills. Not only do you gotta be handy for it, you also gotta know how to work a computer, get designs made, get the designs into the program, to have the machine do the work. It's a really cool, well-rounded tool to have in your arsenal. There's a reason why there are whole TikTok pages just showing videos of these machines working. Because it's unbelievably satisfying and it can make some cool shit. And trust me when I say that, because I will doom scroll till midnight laying in bed watching these videos. So, done some research and I can confirm they are cool and I want one. Air wrench, baby. Next tool on our list. These things are badass. I don't own one. I want one. I don't own one, but again, my dad does. Apparently, my dad's the coolest guy on earth because he's got all the tools that I want. But again, he's gonna pass away someday, and guess who's gonna get him? Dad, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I want you to live a long and fruitful life, but maybe just pass me down some stuff before you die then. Air wrenches are sick because it just makes you feel like you're in a NASCAR pit crew. I mean, that's just like number one. Plus, it makes a bad sound. Let's just appreciate the sound of a good air wrench. If I'm walking by a house, the garage door's up, and I hear that sound, I am going to be like, wow, that guy's doing some serious shit in there. He's a cool dude. I want to see if he wants a beer. I'm gonna go grab a beer and bring it over to him because I want to try out his air wrench. And the upside to an air wrench is that it does everything an impact does, but just better. Yeah, and they're also like really affordable and cheap. So you get one for like 20 bucks. Why don't I just go get one? Next on our list is the laser level. And I tell you what, I love me a good laser level because one, lasers are cool. I still don't know how they work. But number two, you get to use a laser level for a lot of things if you're smart. Like when I'm watching YouTube DIY, I'm like, oh, how's he gonna do this? And he whips out a laser level. I'm like, I wouldn't even have thought to use a laser level for that. There should be a book that's like 1,001 ways to use a laser level. I would buy it and I would use it forever. And when I say literally anything, I watched a guy on YouTube used it in his backyard to make sure that it was gonna drain away from his house. Would never think to use that on my lawn. I mean, you can use it when your wife is on Pinterest and she sees some fancy wall that's painted, that's got stripes with matte and glossy and all that, and you can make sure those lines are nice and tight and straight for her. And to that point, the laser level is actually the ultimate honey-do list tool to have in your arsenal because it's mostly hanging stuff, doing backsplashes, painting, you name it. If you got a honey-do list, you gotta have a laser level. The next cool tool on our list is a hatchet. And this one mostly made the list because I personally would love to have a hatchet. I just think it's something badass about having a little blade on your side that you can use to chop wood, you can use it to cook with, you can use it in a survival scenario, you know, that maybe someday they'll write a book about later. You know, I think hatchets are just cool. Should I go get it? I should just get a hatchet. I'll go get one. I'll be back.
Yeah, sounds good.
The next tool on our list that every guy needs that's pretty damn cool is the speed square. And not only is the speed square cool, the guys that know how to use a speed square in the right fashion are pretty cool themselves. Having something right there in your tool belt that can make sure you're making square cuts, that you're making sure you're getting the right angle on something, that can save a lot of headaches. Plus, I feel like it's one of those tools that, like, if you've used it for 40 years, it's really beat up, but it just like can't really go bad, you know? So it's like one tool that if you buy it when you're young, you can still have it when you're old and it's not gonna be outdated. It's just gonna be with you your whole life. And then next thing you know, you're kind of like that one guy in the internet video where he's sitting there with a spool of wire and he's like,
I've had this spool of wire for like 40 years. 40 years of my life is in the wire that's gone. Does that make sense?
That could be you, but with your speed square. Well, guys, this is my list of 10 cool tools that I think everyone wants or should have. Let me know if I missed any. Let me know if you have any of these tools. Send it to a friend. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.